be here today on such a beautiful platform where we're all together and talking about our lives and our goals and how we can be more successful, how we can be more happiness, how we can be more happy. It is such a beautiful, and when I was listening to these two beautiful ladies here, Nidhi and Pooja, few things that we came up with, we talked about the choices that we make in life, and success has a different meaning to everything. I mean, such a beautiful, I was so much learning. I'm a motivational speaker by profession, and I work with youth and women around the country wherever I get my chance to. So today things, we've already talked about leadership. I'll share my ideas on how we can take our life to the next level. Living in Inspiration, that's where the title is. And when we talk about how we can talk and how we can actually live the life that we really want to, the two things which comes to my mind. I've been dealing with so many people and counseling them, and the two kind of people, the people who always have this victim mindset. So the first thing if you see on the screen, victim mindset versus winner's mindset. There's not much difference. ये जो दो different लोग होते हैं, different बहुत difference नहीं होता है, सिर्फ एक छोटी सी approach का different होता है. Now, victim mindset are the people who always found them in a situation that as if God has some problem with them. So they always say, why it's with me? Why it has happened to me? They're blaming their circumstances, they're blaming their families, they're blaming their small cities. Especially I work with a lot of youth in Punjab, and I know how these people, they cannot go to the next level just because they just still not have stopped blaming their lives. Why me? Why me? Why me? Why it's happening with me? Why can't I have this? If I would have born in America, things would have been different. But the only difference between a victim and a winner's mindset, as she talked about, attitude. Attitude is so important, it's infectious. Every minute we are making choices to live our life, every minute. Sitting in this room, we have a choice to sit with a mindset, okay, go, grab my copy, take my award, go back. Another mindset, okay, there are another 11 speakers, I may learn from them. Two different mindset, two different approach, two different results. Same with the life. Every day we are making our own choices. So the winner's mindset, this is all psychology I'm talking about, the research from big schools. Now winner mindset says, okay, let me see what I have. It's about, resources versus being resourceful. It doesn't matter how many resources you have. What matters is what are you doing with the resources which has been given to you. That's about resourcefulness. That's why I tell my children, that's why I tell my students and the corporate people that I work with. Because people blame about their circumstances. It really doesn't matter. I know some people may not like the idea, but I have a firm belief it doesn't matter where we come from. We all have come here from different part of lives, different struggles, born in different small cities, and here we are today. So it really doesn't matter where we come from. What matters is where we're going. Once we know where we're going, nobody can stop us. So vision is so important. Helen Keller, who is such a beautiful author, she was blind, and once she was asked, a journalist asked her, Helen, is there anything being worse than being blind? You're so beautiful and you write so well. Is there anything being worse than being blind? And she said, yes. Having no vision for your life and having no goals for your life is being worse than being blind. So a blind person can have a vision, but if you do not have a vision, that's the best gift that we can give to ourselves and to our families, because as a women, we are role models to so many people around us, to our children, to our family. So if we have a vision, if we're making a it's not about changing your life overnight, but even if you're standing, like she said, the world is a mirror, right? So whom are we competing with? It's with ourselves. वो कहते हैं ना, एक खता मैं सारी उम्र करता रहा, एक खता मैं सारी उम्र करता रहा, धूल चेहरे पे थी, मैं आईना साफ करता रहा. So it's time to change the dust which is here, because we're blaming circumstances. We're just trying to clean the mirror. We have to clean ourselves. Our face changes. I have to see where do I lack. Is it my communication skills? Is it my confidence? Is it about what do I really need to do take my life to the next level? You always have a choice. This is what I talk about everywhere. This is something that I've practiced. See, I have not given my presentation to as a life thing, like my own story, but this is all about my own life. I'm not the same person I was 12 years ago. There was a turning point in my life when I did attend this motivational session with Anthony Robbins in England, and we actually had to walk on fire, like a burning coals, and it was such a big thing for me, because walking on fire is like, how can we do that? How can we do that? But I did it. So that's where the turning point came in. No, if I can walk, that was just a metaphor. Setting something in life, if I can do that, I can do anything. So that's where the journey started. And these are the things that, made difference in my life. Because कितना टाइम रोते रहेंगे अपने circumstances को लेके, कितना टाइम रोते रहेंगे इंग्लिश मीडियम से पढ़ाई नहीं की है, वहाँ नहीं जा सका, ये नहीं कर सका, ये नहीं मिला. We have to make a decision, and destinies change when we make decisions. There is no other way to change your destiny. Decision makes your destiny. Simple. So always have a choice. So I'll share a story here with you. But, choices when we talk about positive and negative. So what choices are we making? So can I ask, it's been a long session, because I'm a motivational speaker, can I ask everybody to breathe in, if that's okay? Can we breathe in? Take a deep breath and exhale. Once more, if you can keep your feet flat on the floor, take a deep breath in and exhale. Once more, take a deep breath in. We do that in NLP, changing the state, very, very important. So choices. So once upon a time, this is an old man, and he was sharing a story. He used to share stories with children. So one day he was sharing a story, and he says, you know what? In every human being, there are two kind of wolves. हर इंसान के अंदर दो तरह के भेड़िए होते हैं. आपने सबने सुनी भी होगी शायद. So एक भेड़िया, one wolf who's representing all the good things in you. Your love, your kindness, your beautiful things, your, all the strengths that you are talking about. And there's another wolf who's representing all the bad things in you. Your hatred, your, jealousies, and all those negative things which makes us weak. And they're fighting all the time. They're fighting. So one child, and he gets up and he's asked, so who's going to be winner then? Because they're fighting. So answer to that, the older man says, the one that you will feed will be the winner. जिसको खिला के बड़ा करोगे, वही जीतेगा. Eliminate नहीं कर सकते, negative and positive. So research now. The Harvard Business School, it's a research that the human mind has been designed to be negative. That's my next point leading to. That it has now been declared that human brain has been developed to be negative. But how can we just make that brain weak with the feeding good things to our stronger wolf? Stephen Covey, the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, he just talked about this very, very important thing, because it came up to my mind when people say that, I couldn't do this in life because of this, and they give up. So there are two circles, a circle of influence and circle of concern. Now the circle of concern is very, very big, and Indians are very good in that. System sahi nahi hai, sadke sahi nahi hai, pollution nahi hai, ye nahi hai, wo nahi hai. That is a concern. And there's a circle of influence. Now, circle of concern, proactive focus, positive energy enlarges the circle of influence. The reactive focus, negative energy reduces the circle of influence. Where should we be in? We should be in the circle of influence. Okay, this is not going right in my life, that's okay. But what can I do in the same circumstances to make a difference? That's my circle of influence. Because if we are spending time in the circle of concern, the things that we cannot do anything about. I ask a question to you. Let's say if you are on a lights, red light, and there's a traffic jam, some idiot has just stopped the car, and in a bad way, wherein because of that you are suffering from there. Can you do something about it? Can we actually do something about it? Ma'am, you are in a big position. आपने तो बहुत देखे होंगे. Can we do anything about it? Having no power. I'm a just journal person, I'm in my car, can I do? And I have 2 little children who's crying. Just because one person did not take the responsibility of the right thing and did this, can I do something about it? No, I can't. All I can crib, लोग ऐसे हैं, अकल नहीं है, or I can just put my light music, be in my car, switch on the AC, and being a grateful, at least I'm in the car. And protecting my energy, because energy is the most important thing. You have to protect it from negative people. No matter how hard you try, sometimes people will just bother in your life and they'll just damage your energy, right? So that is the option we're talking about, and this comes not from me, this comes from Stephen Covey, who's the guru of time management. If you really have to save your time, focus on the things which you can do something about. Circle of influence, because when you focus on circle of influence, the circle becomes bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. The circle of concern will not bother you. We're talking about how to live in a better life, so this is something that really has, worked for me. Missing tile syndrome, again, comes from psychology. Now, missing tile syndrome is, when we enter in this room, it's a syndrome, it's like a psychology-based proper syndrome. Such a beautiful thing Pallavi ma'am has done, arranged such a beautiful room and nice aura and a light music, and I just loved it. But there's someone comes who has the syndrome, and they say, okay, you know what, that tile is broken, see? Pallavi ma'am, you should have been here, we were talking about you. So Pallavi ma'am has done such a beautiful job here in arranging and making it so professional, and someone comes here missing the tiles, and you know what, वहाँ से वो देखो tile टूटी है, इतना बेकार होटल है. Yeah, but कुछ भी काम का नहीं है. Radisson Blue is, So that is called missing the tile syndrome. Please stay away from these people, because they will find a reason to complain about their life and the circumstances. No matter how good the life looks beautiful to them, they will find a reason. It's not in their hand, that's a syndrome. They're going to find, this is a human nature. We have 10 things going good in our life. We will not focus on them. We'll focus on the 11th one, which is not going good. We just need to shift like you said, the lenses. Attitude is about changing your lens, how you perceive the world. So being grateful, that's my next thing. Missing the tile syndrome. Please stay away from this syndrome, because this is, once you have the syndrome, you're gone. And please stay away from these people too. Because if everything is going good in your life, complainers ka club hota hai. They have a club. And you'll see them in corporate world, and I see that they come together and they say, अच्छा, मैं क्यों इतना, मतलब तुम क्यों इतना काम करने की कोशिश कर रहे हो? क्लब बनाते हैं. तुम भी मत करो, हम भी मत करें, हम इकट्ठे रहेंगे. I wish I could have a whiteboard here. I could explain quickly. There are 3 kinds of people: engaged, disengaged, 3 category, and then actively disengaged. Now this is 10%, this is about 40%, this is about 50%. Now this 10% people are the people who are sorted in their lives, who know their goals, who know what to do. These are one of those successful people that we see how they have reached there. They have nothing to do with anybody. They just do their work, come to work, do that, help others. If they have time, they do not waste their time. Learning to say no, like you said. Learning to say no is very, very important if it's not harming others. Because that's how you get time to say yes to the things that you want to do in your life. Disengaged people, actually, this is about 60%, or maybe 70%. It changes, depends on the country and the nation. Now, disengaged are the people, jinko hum bolte hain bhed jaat, sheeps. They do not know what to do in their lives. They have no goals. They just go wherever the whole world is going, because social proof is very, very important for them. So if my neighbor is sending their child to engineering, I will definitely send my child. Regardless, my child wants to become a photographer. So this is that category. No goals, no vision. They just want to follow the herd. Now this is very, very dangerous. The actively disengaged people. These are the people, na karunga, na karne dunga. This is that category. And aapko sabko pata hai, they are around us. Now problem with these people are, they're very efficient. Whenever they get a chance, they make their own way. But since the 10% have busy with their own, 70% have no leaders. These people who are sheep mentality, they have no leaders because they're just making their own way, one person. Have you seen that picture, wherein they have a, you might have seen that, I saw the picture wherein, there's like a small gate and all the sheep are crossing and there are no fences. Fences nahi, but the thousands of sheep will make a way. They can easily go from there. That's the, sheep, when we say follow the herd, do not follow the herd, right? Now, these people, they are in a very dangerous zone. Disengaged people, because they do not have any leader. So wherever they get a leader, so imagine if this 70% come into the 30%. Sorry, my calculation is wrong. It should make 100%, but that's fine. We're just trying to understand the thing here. So that's why they become, because if their leaders are those actively disengaged, the whole society is gone, right? This was not on my presentation, but I thought it's important to share though. Mindset versus skill set. Again, two categories of people. What do you think is more important here? Mindset or the skill set? Simple. अब skills है मेरे पे, अगर मैं नहीं करना चाहती हूँ तो कौन करा लेगा उससे? Skills can be trained. If I have an unskilled person, I can come and I can ask, okay, you are ready to learn, change. So this is what I tell them. So having a right mindset is very, very important. And that will only happen when we channelize our energy. And she said very rightly, loving yourself is so important. It's not being selfish at all. If I'm making sure that morning half an hour I spend to my own, doing meditation, doing my prayers, and then getting into the world, that's not being selfish. Because if I look after my emotion first, I'll be in a better position to look after my family's emotion. And as a woman, you have to do so many multitask. I have 2 young daughters, I have my husband full-time, work, he's a motivational speaker too. I have to do so many things and I go on my own road. But if I have fill my cup, like, she said, it's so important to fill your own cup before you pour into somebody else's cup. If my cup is empty, I'll be just going all day long, not in who I really am. So filling your cup, having the right mindset is very, very important. You have to find a way to fill it. Nobody and everyone has their own circumstances. There is no one formula which works for everybody. We have to find our own way. What makes you strong? What makes your cup fill? Right? Right mindset. Gratitude. Normally I do this exercise, but we don't have that much of time, but I'll just share how gratitude has helped me becoming who I am today and creating so much. Gratitude is a creation process. It's a law, it's not a theory. When we be grateful for something in our life, we create more. Simple. As a human being, we tend to ignore the small things in our life, which is a luxury for maybe the other person sitting next to us. So being grateful, shifting our prospect to things that we have, again, that missing tile syndrome. So, I normally do that, we make a list of 10 things every morning. Okay, these are the things that I'm grateful for. These are the things. And when you create that list, when you do that, then you realize how grateful you are. At least you have a next meal to it. There are thousands and millions of people who don't even know whether they're going to get their next meal. At least I have my own car. There are people, good families who travel in the buses and they have 9-to-5 jobs and they have to do this. Everybody doesn't get this platform to come and talk about goals. There are maybe more capable women than us who's been struggling their life because they have to. So every small thing we should not take granted for. That's what I personally believe in, and that has changed my life. I mean it. Being grateful, there's a book I can refer, it's called Magic. Rhonda Byrne, it's all about gratitude. Maybe you may like to read it. It's amazing, amazing book. Winners versus winners, we've already done that, and I think to develop others, start with yourself. हम बातें करते हैं कि ये होना चाहिए, वो होना चाहिए, ये दुनिया में ऐसा करेंगे. Why don't you change yourself? Why don't if that person will change in my life, then I'll be the happy person. I'm not happy because of somebody else. No, you're not happy because of yourself. How hard it takes you to understand, but that's the truth. If I'm not happy, I cannot blame somebody because happiness is a very internal choice. Happiness has nothing to do with power or money. Whether you believe it or you don't believe it. That's what my personal belief is. I have seen so many successful people in power, unhappy. And I've seen so many happy people who have nothing, but they're just happy, they're living their life. So happiness is a very personal choice. There is no road to happiness. There is no way to happiness, because Dr. Wayne Dyer said that. There's no way to happiness because happiness is the way. We are just stop, chasing that road, that when I'll get that, then I'll be happy. We are just delaying our happiness in that process. Happiness is right here, sitting in this beautiful room and talk about good things. That's where the life is, living in now. There's so many books. We are either living in the past or the future. But we don't realize that life is now, living here, right as you're listening to my words. This is where life is. And we're delaying the process. So do not delay, my friends. This happiness is right here, right here. Having a child within, again, a very good quality. Have you ever seen a child who's depressed? Have you seen a child who will say, "Mera kya hoga zindagi ke? Main kya karunga? Mujhe English bolni nahi aati." Nahi. And that child should not be killed. Once we have that child alive, age is just a number. 30, 40, 50, doesn't really matter, believe me. That should be the spirit. Keeping that child alive is very, very important if you really want to live your life the way you want to. Because they ask different questions. My daughter, 7 years old, if I ask her, what do you want to become? Okay, first I'll become pilot, then I will become prime minister, then I will become model, then I will become housewife, and another one says, first I'll become mummy, then I said, please make sure that you keep the sequence right. Everything else is okay, right? Because they don't have any social proof here. They don't have any social conditioning. Psychology mein hum bolte hain, I'm a certified NLP practitioner, which is a branch of psychology. So in psychology, it's called social conditioning. जैसे हम बड़े होते जाते हैं, हमारा brain condition हो जाता है. This is right, this is wrong. This is right, this is wrong. Like she said, you really have to break those barriers. And बच्चों की इसमें कोई गलती नहीं है. We do parenting workshop. They come for us to counseling, and I tell them, they don't need a counseling. You need it. क्योंकि पहले आप स्कूल वालों को कह रहे हो कि नहीं बस मार्क्स कुछ नहीं चाहिए, डब्बा बंद करना है. Then you tell them come and now इसका डब्बा खोलो. It's not a machine. ये thinking out of box नहीं करता है ना, बड़ा पढ़ाई में लगा रहता है. मैम आप ही ने तो इसको बोला है मार्क्स लेके आना है. So do not kill, because we all are mothers here. Please, that's my humble request. Let your child be creative. Do not kill their innovation. Please, that's very saddening to see how these young children are going up to this extent because of marks and killing their lives and finishing their life. This is very saddening to see in our society. So let them be who they want to be. It's hard to cope up with the society, I understand, but it's okay. It really doesn't matter. Who is the society that we are competing with? Yeah. And smile, very, very important. Just let not this go away from your face. It takes very, I know. I mean, a lot of questions will be coming to your mind right now. It's very easy to talk about these things, but come into our lives and see, no, it is a very personal choice. Everybody has their own set of challenges. Everyone, including me. But how you take as a human being and make yourself a promise, enough. And I'm not saying कि women empowerment करिए. I was one of this thing that I attended, and they were talking about, no, women empowerment is not about being rebelling from your family and वो करो जो आपकी family को rebel करके. No, we never talk about that. If you've been into this, you've taken a responsibility of 2 children. It's your responsibility now. How with that you can do it? That's your talent. That's your art, right? Okay. In the end, we do not see things as they are. Never. We always think as we are. Always. हमारे जो lens है ना, ये कभी reality नहीं देख पाते. We do not see things as they are. We always see things as we are. So if I am not a confident person, I would have this feeling that this whole world is going to judge me. They may love me, but I have this feeling because I'm not confident within. Right? So perspective, very, very important to change your perspective. And it should have a multiple perspectives. I mean, every human being is different. What are the chances there is, similar person like you on this planet Earth? What are the chances? Give me a chance, 1 to 10. The similar person like you. Chance? Any chance?
No.
It's second as we see. Nil. That's the research. Nil. Even two twins who live in their mother's womb for 9 months, they're different. Their thumb scans are different, their iris scan is different, their whole perspective, there is no one like us, which means we are unique. We are masterpiece. There is no one like us on this planet Earth. Then why we compare our life or journey with somebody else? Because that's where the problem happens. When we see somebody else is doing so good in life and we start comparing it with ourselves, we don't understand that this is my life. If I have to make it better, I have to work on it. The person we think is lucky, no, nobody is lucky. Nobody is born lucky. They create their own luck. We don't know. When I was watching, or maybe the person was thinking, then you were watching 2 hours, 3 hours. I tell this to my students. Ma'am, she's very lucky. She speaks so much good English. Ma'am, inko yes. No, I said no. When you think they're lucky, they might be thinking those 2 hours when you were spending time with your friends, learning new words from vocabulary, practicing in front of mirror, and creating their communication skills. हमें लगता है वो lucky है. Shahrukh Khan, who spent 25 years to be here where he wanted to be. He had this interview with youth. He says, आप 25 साल में वो बनना चाहते हो जो मैं हूँ, मैंने 25 साल इस चीज को दिए हैं वो बनने के लिए जो मैं हूँ. Delayed gratification and instant gratification. हमारे जो students हैं, हमारे जो बच्चे हैं आजकल की जो society है, इसमें delayed gratification खत्म हो गई है. सब कुछ instant है. We want success instant. We want our life to change instant. We want it now. We want it now. That is the root cause of depression, because we can't wait, we can't have that patience. So I just wanted to share this, that for him, it doesn't really matter where he is. He wants to sleep, he's having a good time sleep. And he's more happy than us maybe. This is a real picture, by the way. The first and the best victory is to conquer ourselves. I think a lot of people have talked about this. If we conquer ourselves, if I know that I'm every day in the mirror, I'm looking myself and saying I'm getting a better person every day. कल गुस्सा बहुत आता था, आज उस पे थोड़ा सा control कर लिया. I'm a better person. I don't have to prove somebody else. That's my victory. And these things work, my dear friends. Work. ये किताबी चीजें नहीं हैं. They can change your life if you really. Consistency is very, very important. Very, very important. People ask me that, ma'am, when we attend your workshops, can people change in one day? Or can people change? I said, people can change in 1 minute. But to arrive that minute, it could be the whole life. That minute can be any time, right from now or maybe after 10 years. That's you have to decide. I'm just, towards the end of our presentation. So lifter or leaner, that's again a very, very good thing that I have learned in my life. It's very important. You have to ask yourself, which category are we in? Lifter or leaner? Lifter are the people who will not only lift themselves up, but they'll make sure if somebody is going in their family wrong in the society, they'll make others happy too. And the leaders are the people who are responsible. They are like a liability to others. They will not stay happy and they would have a problem with your happiness too. They say, why people are not happy these days? The people are not happy these days because they are focusing constantly on why are you happy? इसीलिए तो खुश नहीं है, क्योंकि उनको इस चीज से प्रॉब्लम है, ये इतना खुश क्यों है? कौन से बाबा के पास जाता है? कौन से पंडित जी के पास जाता है? इतना खुश कैसे है? मैंने तो सब कुछ कर लिया. They're focusing on the external happiness. So it's time for us to look that inside in our mirror. That what I can make myself to me. What are the things that I need to work upon? What are the things that makes me weak? What are the things makes me sad and unhappy? Because no matter how far you're gonna, how much time you're gonna waste, in the end will have to come back to us. That's where the whole universe is. That's where our whole universe is. Lifter or leaner? Please ask yourself which category I am in, because everybody knows sitting in this room their reality. I'm a lifter or a leaner? I'm a lifter or a leaner? I'm a lifter or a leaner? Constantly ask this question. Picture speaks a lot, isn't it? The last thing, we talk about the extra mile. Dr. Benga, he says, see this road, can you see the difference? The road on the screen and this road? What's the difference? and this. I need some answers here. What is the difference on this road here and this road? Simple. वो खाली है, यहाँ पे भीड़ है. It's very obvious. क्यों यहाँ पे खाली है और क्यों यहाँ पे भीड़ है?
Very few people go the extra mile.
Absolutely. You are the trainer yourself. You know these things, isn't it? But sometimes you need an extra mile. Extra mile is, let's say, if I have been asked to given a job 9 to 5, that's not something I'm doing something for, that's my job. I do it and everybody does it. It is when we start doing something different. 5, okay, my boss is gone, nobody's looking at me, nobody's going to appreciate. It's my time now. 5 to 7, I'm going to spend. How I can take my organization to, next. Or maybe I sit, I'm really tired, really want to sleep, but it's time, 10 o'clock, when everybody goes to bed in my home, and then that's the time, okay, I'll spend an hour on me. That's going an extra mile. Because when you walk an extra mile, there is no crowd. You got to find in which path in my life I can go to extra mile. Is it about my relationship they're suffering? Is it about my anger? Is it about my wealth management? Is it about my life? Is it about my children? Is it about my future? Everybody would have a different path. And success, as she said, has no definition. No, people come up to me, give me the meaning of, I said, no, there is no meaning to success. You create your own meaning. I'm very successful if I go back home today and I got to know that my daughters had their meal. As a mother, I feel successful, right? So you have to find your own way. What is the meaning of success to you? There's no comparison, no race here. Please, no race, especially with your life. You're competing to yourself. I was once traveling, and we're running on time? Just 2 minutes, I'll finish. This is very important for me to share these things. Motivational speakers ko chup karana difficulty hota hai, but I'll try my level best. I was once traveling to, when we talk about big thing, I was traveling to Singapore and we were having this box when crabs, everything was covered, this was not covered. So I just happened to ask them, I said, why you don't cover this? I said, no, ज़रूरत ही नहीं. जब एक बाहर निकलने की कोशिश करता है, दूसरा उसकी टांग पकड़ लेता है. कि तू कहाँ चल दिया? This is what happens in society. If I make a decision today and I want to do, no, you can't do it. You belong here. So we have to be very, very careful from the crab mentality here. And all of the darkness of the world cannot put out the light of one small candle, no matter how dark it is around. But if you have that candle, that will give light to that particular area. So if you can't do anything in society, just make sure that you light your own area. That's enough. That's enough for us to make the difference, to create a difference. कहते हैं ना, मंजिलें मिल ही जाएंगी, चाहे भटकते हुए ही सही. गुमराह तो वो हैं जो घर से निकले ही नहीं.